Welcome back, FYB. I just wanted to start on this first video today, and this video is just about double miracle or double portion, however the Lord is going to change it. I feel like it's double portion or double miracle. It don't matter what title it is, but as long as it's coming with a double portion, double miracle. But the reason why I named this title of this video a double portion or double miracle, either way it goes, is because I just got a revelation of just like I felt the Lord has reminded me of this story of the Semites. I don't know how to say the word, man. Dang. Let's just get to the point. The story is about a woman. I don't know her name, but a woman that has was asking for two miracles, and for the first miracle, she made it obvious that she needed the first miracle. For the second miracle, she didn't expect that she was going to need that second miracle, so it comes into a double miracle, double portion, you know. And so I just want to start off with the story that the Lord led me to was 2 Kings chapter 4, and it's called the windows olive oils. The windows olive oil. Okay.
4. The wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elisha, "Your servant my husband is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves." Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Your servant has nothing there at all," she said, "except a small jar of olive oil." Elisha said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each is filled, put it to one side." She left him and shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not a jar left." Then the oil stopped flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." One day, Elisha went to Shunem, and a well-to-do woman was there, who urged him to stay for a meal. So
basically, this woman urged him to stay for a meal.
whenever he came by, he stopped there to eat. She said to her husband, "I know that this man who often comes our way is a holy man of God. Let's make a small room on the roof and put in it a bed and a table, a chair, and a lamp for him. Then he can stay there whenever he comes to us."
So this woman was basically she only had a little that she had, and she was willing to give that little that she had to this prophet.
One day when Elisha came, he went up to his room and lay down there. He said to his servant Gehazi, "Call the Shunammite." So he called her, and she stood before him. Elisha said to him, "Tell her, you have gone to all this trouble for us. Now what can be done for you? Can we speak on your behalf to the king or the commander of the army?" She replied, "I have a home among my own people." "What can be done for her?" Elisha asked. Gehazi said, "She has no son, and her husband is old." Then Elisha said, "Call her." So he called her, and she stood in the doorway. About this time next year, Elisha said, "You will hold a son in your arms." "No, my lord," she objected. "Please, man of God, don't mislead your servant." But the woman became pregnant, and the next year, about that same time, she gave birth to a son, just as Elisha had told her.
So remind you, what's going on is basically like this woman, she kept talking in the beginning of this paragraph. She was talking as if she had a son. She did not have a son. So basically, that's a sign that she had postpartum depression due to multiple miscarriage that she could have experienced. For her to still be dodgy and feeling, she's grieving over she's grieving over this miscarriages that she has been dealing with. So therefore, she's just been speaking it as if she had a son. And to be honest, I mean, it's kind of in a positive way, but kind of not, because when people always say like speak life over your situation, like speak as if it has happened, speak as if the things has happened. Especially if that's what she did. She kind of just made it seem like she had a son, even though she didn't have a son. That was kind of like she's speaking it in existence, though. But the deal is that she was dealing with postpartum depression due to the miscarriages. So she was coming to the prophet Elijah saying that, she needs, food. She needs food to take care of her family, like her sons. When she didn't even have a son, she just had a husband that was old. But that's when he told, basically, the prophet has, like, let's just say that the prophet had an assistant. I would say that, I would call it that. The prophet had an assistant that was there to, give him insight on what was going on with the woman, basically. And so, because he told the prophet that she had no children, no sons, and she only just had old men, that's when he was like, you know what? He didn't, because she didn't even say what she needed. She didn't even really say what she wanted or needed because she was still in that mindset of postpartum depression. She was still grieving. She didn't even realize what she was doing, what she was going through. She was just like accepting that she has a child. She was just in that mindset of thinking that she had a son and a child. It doesn't matter, And so when he said that you're going to hold a child on your arm, when he said that, hold on, I'm trying to look for the scripture. When he said you will hold a son in your arms, she said, no, my Lord. She objected. Please, men of God, don't mislead your servant. Why she said that is because she has given a lot of hope when it came to having a child. She kept giving hope and hope and hope, and every time she kept believing and having hope when it came to that child that she believed that she was going to have, she always got disappointments due to it, due to the miscarriages. And she was like, please don't, don't try to, give her hope now. Don't give her hope. You're gonna leave her, like, she thinking that he's gonna give her false hope. She thinks that he's gonna give her false hope because she's been dealing with all of that for a long time when it came to her hoping and expecting to have a child, and she's just like kept getting disappointment, miscarriage after miscarriage, and it was so hard for her. So it kind of caused her to have postpartum depression. But anyway, with all that being said, he even declared it. He was that was him prophesying over her. He's saying, "You will hold a son in your arms." That was him basically prophesying over her, pretty much. And it's because of what she did, obviously, because she was very humble. She was very humble. She never did anything to no one. She was very humble. She treated the prophet Elijah with respect. She welcomed him in his home, in her home. So that was a sign that she was a really humble person, a humble woman. Even though, despite what she was going through, she never let people know what she was going through. She was able to keep it inside herself, behind closed doors. Nobody knew what she was going through. Nobody. So, but the only person that knew was Prophet Elijah. But with all that being said, he prophesied over her, and he said, but the woman became pregnant. Basically, the woman became pregnant in the next year. About that same time, she gave birth to a son, just as Elijah has told her. So basically, he prophesied over her. That was a miracle. She did not even realize she needed a miracle. She wanted a miracle, but she didn't want to believe in the miracle. She didn't want to ask for that because she know that if she does ask for that, she assumes that she's going to have false hope. If she would have told him, like, hey, can you give me a son? She's not going to do that. She didn't even directly ask him. Oh, like, she knew he's a prophet. She knew that he was a man of God. She could have just simply like, oh, I want to have a kid. I want a baby. She could have said that, but she didn't. Instead, she was asking about how she can, benefit or pay off her debts for her husband. And, she could have said the other thing, but she didn't want to do that because she felt like that was like giving her false hope if she was to ask him about, the baby situation, you know what I'm saying? So she didn't want to ask that. But he still gave her what she wanted. He gave her what she wanted. That was the first miracle. So hold on, let's just start.
Child grew, and one day he went out to his father, who was with the reapers. He said to his father, my head, my head. His father told the servant, carry him to his mother. After the servant had lifted him up and carried him to his mother, the boy sat on her lap until noon, and then he died. She went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, then shut the door and went out. She called her husband and said, please send me one of the servants and a donkey so I...
Do you understand? She lost her child was dead. But the thing is that, do you see her heart posture? Do you see her heart posture? Her heart posture was like, it said it in the verse 20. It says, after the servant had lifted him up and carried the basic child. After the servant had lifted up the child up and carried him to his mother, the boy sat on her lap until noon, and then he died. She went up and led him on the bed of the man of God, and then shut the door and went out. basically her husband, basically. She called her husband and said, please send me one of the servants and a donkey so I can go to the men of God quickly and return. See her heart posture? She wasn't going to settle for death for a child. She was not going to settle for death for a child. She was like, oh, my child's dead. You know, she didn't even spoke in the word that he's dead. She didn't even say that he was dead. She didn't spoke those words. She was like, if he, like, now that she see him dying on her lap, she was like, okay, can you give me a donkey? Can you give me a donkey? Can you go give me a donkey so I can go find this man? Because I know that he is the one that can heal my child. You know what I'm saying? She knows. She seen that she seen this prophet already has blessed her the first time. He know he gonna bless her again. So she didn't settle for that. She didn't settle for what had happened to her child. She didn't speak in existence. She was like, I know who can bring my child back. I know who can bring my child back. So she didn't settle for less. Okay, that's a sign of how humble this woman is. She was very noble. She was very faithful. She just was so she just very like she had a strong faith. Her faith was just so resilient and relentless. Like she wasn't gonna stop nothing. Whatever had happened, she knew that she could come to the person that was gonna bring her a miracle again. Pretty much, that was just a second miracle based on top of that. So basically, with all that being said, okay, it said she had called her husband and said, "Please send me one of the servants and a donkey so I can go to the men of God quickly and return." And she didn't really tell him exactly. She didn't even tell the dad exactly what's going on with her child. She didn't say nothing. She didn't even spoke the word that he's dead. She didn't do nothing. She was like, just give me the. She just like, give me the donkey so I can ride on it, so I can go to the men of God. She didn't say. She didn't explain nothing. She didn't explain why she needed to see him. She didn't do nothing. Okay. Cause she know what happens if she would have told everybody what's going on with her child and going on with her, people would be discouraging her. People would have been discouraging her. Her husband could have been discouraging her. If she would have told her husband what just happened about their child, he probably would have discouraged her. So she wasn't like not trying to hear nobody's opinion. She wasn't ready to tell nobody what was she going through. She was like, no, I'm not telling nobody what I'm going through. I'm gonna deal with it silently. I'm gonna move strategically. I'm gonna deal with it silently, you know? And that's what she did. That's a sign. We all need to move silently and keep things to ourselves. Don't be quick to speak so fast and tell everybody what you're going through because some people will discourage you. She had the faith. Her behind was like, give me a donkey, you know? So I go to the men of God quickly in return. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say why. She didn't say why she need to go see the men. She just like, come on, I need to go. That's all.
Go to the man of God quickly and return. Why go to him today, he asked. It's not the new moon or the Sabbath. That's all right, she said. She saddled the donkey and said to her servant, lead on. Don't slow down to me unless I tell you.
You see what I'm talking about? He said, why go to him today? She didn't slay nothing. She didn't slay nothing. Homegirl was like, I ain't telling nobody nothing. What I'm going through, I'm going to deal with it on my own, but I'm going to deal with it privately and silently. You don't need nobody coming up in here telling you what you can't do, what you cannot do. Because imagine somebody, imagine somebody know about what she's going through. They will be like, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. People will be already settling for less. They will already be settling for death upon her child. She wasn't trying to settle for that. She was settling for life for her child.
So she set out and came to the man of God at Mount Carmel. When he saw her in the distance, the man of God said to his servant Gehazi, look, there's the Shunammite. Run to meet her and ask her, are you all right? Is your husband all right? Is your child all right? Everything is all right, she said.
You know what I'm talking about? She wasn't going to tell nobody what she's going through. She don't need nobody to tell her what she's going. She don't need nobody. See, that's a sign. We don't need to tell nobody what we're going through. If you're not feeling led to tell somebody what you're going through, don't tell them, because tell me, people would tear you down. People would try to tear your faith down. This girl is saying like she's okay. We need to be like her. She's like, I'm all right. Everything's all right. I'm all right. She didn't want to tell nobody, because I'm telling you, if she would have told everybody about this, even her husband, they would have been discouraging her. They would have made her feel like there's no hope for her child. But she is sitting here because she kept believing, because she carried this faith. This is an action. She's going by the action. She's having faith with work. She's having faith with work. That's what I'm saying. She's moving by faith and action. She's not moving. She's not just sitting here saying, I believe in this and that. No, she's going with an action. And she's putting work behind that faith of hers, pretty much.
And she reached the man of God at the mountain. She took hold of his feet. Gehazi came over to push her away, but the man of God said, Leave her alone. She is in bitter distress. But the Lord has hidden it from me and has not told me why. Did I ask you?
I wonder why. He said, I wonder why. He said, see, this man talking about she is bitter and distressed, but the Lord has hidden it from me and has not told me why. I wonder why. Because not everybody needs to know what somebody's going through. That's one thing about God. He's not gonna tell he ain't gonna just tell everybody. He ain't gonna just tell just anybody about what somebody's going through. He's gonna tell people that have a genuine heart. That will encourage somebody what they're going through. But he would not tell nobody what he would not tell everybody else about what you're going through, because he already know what they're gonna say, how they're gonna say it, what they're gonna say. And when you go into that, they're gonna be probably discouraging you, tearing you down. You never know. You can even, like, Elijah's assistant, like, I call him assistant, okay? Elijah's servant, Gehazi, I think is it. He can't even understand what's going on with her. He calling her distressed. He calling her, she's bitter and distressed. The Lord has hidden it from me and has not told me why. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. But you gotta wake up, because I'm telling you, the Lord would not tell nobody about what you're going through unless the person has a genuine heart, unless the person is going to be there to lift you up. That's why you need to be surrounded by people that have the faith like yours. She knew that the people that she was surrounded by don't have the faith that she had, so she couldn't trust them with what she has, what she's got going on. She couldn't trust it, honestly.
My Lord, she said, didn't I tell you, don't raise my hopes? Elisha said to Gehazi, tuck your cloak into your belt, take my staff in your hand and run. Don't greet anyone you meet, and if anyone greets you, do not answer. Lay my staff on the boy's face. But the child's mother said, as surely as the Lord lives, and as you live, I will not leave you. So he got up and followed her. Gehazi went on ahead and laid the staff on the boy's face, but there was no sound or response. So Gehazi went back to meet Elisha and told him, the boy has not awakened. When Elisha reached the house, there was the boy lying dead on his couch. He went in, shut the door on the two of them, and prayed to the Lord. Then he got on the bed and lay on the boy, mouth to mouth, eyes to eyes, hands to hands. As he stretched himself out on him, the boy's body grew warm. Elisha turned away and walked back and forth in the room, and then got on the bed and stretched out on him once more. The boy sneezed 7 times and opened his eyes. Elisha summoned Gehazi and said, call the Shunammite. And he did. When she came, he said, take your son. She came in, fell at his feet, and bowed to the ground. Then she took her son and went out.
How beautiful. How beautiful. This is the end of this whole video, but before I start the ending, I just want you to let you know that was her double miracle. Okay, that was her double miracle. Okay, and I'm telling you, this is just a good movie. She was in a depression, postpartum depression, when it came to in the beginning of the childhood, because she was going through a miscarriage. She kept believing that she had a son. I would say that was wrong with her believing that she had a son, because that was just like speaking life in existence. That was pretty much her, speaking as if it has done. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, she shouldn't have postpartum depression. That's bad, But other than that, like it's just how she kept believing that she had a son already, and she kept believing it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that was being said, the prophet gave her a miracle. He gave her a miracle the first time, which the little boy was the miracle. And then he given her, like, the thing is, you can go back in the story and see how she was so obedient. You can see the characters the traits that she had. She wasn't crude, she wasn't mean, she wasn't grumpy. Like, yeah, she was so probably distressed and devastated and very traumatized due to the miscarriage she had. But one thing about her, she never allowed people to know what she was going through behind closed doors. She was able to really cover it up, and people would never realize that she was going through something because she was always really good at hitting it behind closed doors. She was already good to hitting it. She was able to hit it very well. She was very good at hitting. I don't even know if her husband even knew what she was going through too. I don't even know because he probably was not paying attention to her or whatever. But she really did a good job at hitting everything that she was going through, and I would consider her as a brave and a old woman. Like she was a strong woman. She was a very strong woman because she just like I'm telling you, like her dealing with all that. That's a lot. That's a lot what she's going through. All the miscarriage she had to go through, all the postpartum depression she went through, like all the grief. She didn't even want to believe. She didn't know that she could ask for anything. She knows she can ask the power for anything she wanted to, but she just didn't want to give her hopes up. She didn't want to ask. So hey, guess what? That's a sign for like when you feel like you don't know how to ask the Lord for anything because you feel like you're gonna give your hopes up. Well, God gonna be the one to do. God will be like, you know what? I'm gonna give you the desire of your heart. You don't need to ask me because I already know what you want. I already know what you want. You don't need to tell me. I already know what you want and desire your heart. I'm gonna do it for you already. You don't even have to say it. I already do. I already did it for you already. And that's a sign for anyone who has been, being feel like they don't want to ask the Lord for this and that because they feel like they're gonna have false hope or something like that, whatever you're believing in the Lord to do for you, you feel like you're gonna have false hope if you ask for that thing. But God's saying, like, my child, like I'm gonna do it for you. Whatever you have in your desires, I'm gonna bless you whatever you desire in your heart. That's my will for you. So I'm gonna give it to you, even when you feel like you don't even want to ask. He's gonna do it already for you because he knows that is his will for you because you deserve it. And the thing is, he treated everybody with respect when she was going through all that pain and that suffering, she was treating people with respect. Like she didn't be cruel. She didn't allow what she was going through to affect her in a negative way. Like she didn't allow her character to come out being something that's not of her. Like she didn't allow her character. She didn't allow herself to get out of character, even due to what she was going through. She was able to be very humble, very kind, very respectful to other people. And that's a sign for us. We need to, like, when we go through stuff, we have to learn how to, balance everything out. We have to know how to know when to calm ourselves down. Even when we're going through warfare, whatever that is, we got to learn how to be respectful and, humble ourselves and know how to call ourselves before, like, know how to catch ourselves before we say something rude and disrupt someone, And she was I could just see the posture she had. She has a really kind posture, very, very strong, very faithful, very sweet and loving and thoughtful. She even made sure she made the prophet a better place to stay. She gave him food, even if it was a little probably. She gave him some food. She made him feel good. She made him feel like he deserved to. She just made good. She gave him good services. It kind of made me think of. It kind of made me think of Mary when Mary was putting perfume oils or something like that on Jesus' foot, and Martha was just getting upset, like, oh, why should he get to do this? And she's not even helping me with the food that I'm in the kitchen, and then Jesus was like, I'm not gonna, whatever she's doing everything right. I'm not gonna stop her from doing what she's doing. I'm not gonna take that away from her. And the thing is, Martha, all she gotta do, all Martha could have just been doing was just being at Jesus' feet. That's all she could have did. That's all she had to do was just be at Jesus' feet. She did not need to do all this extra stuff. She didn't need to oppress Jesus. All she needed to do was be at Jesus' feet. That's all she needed to do. She was so worried about other people. She was worried about Mary, about what she's doing, what she got going on. But she could have just simply surrendered to the Lord and got on his feet too. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you stressing about stuff that you don't need to stress about. You could be sitting there just staying right there by Jesus' feet and just let all this stuff that you're trying to do, let it go. Let it go. And that's just like kind of like that. The woman, like she just felt like like I said, she just humbled herself. She didn't allow people to know what she went through, and she was able to, like, she was just very kind, very sweet, thoughtful. She made sure she gave good services to the prophet too, and she didn't even expect that I don't even think she really needed anything, but she knew what she wanted. She knew she wanted a child. Obviously, that was still something that she wanted in her heart, but she was so afraid to give hope again for that thing because she felt like she just dealt with a lot of disappointments and sorrows when it came to that, and so. God will send you somebody that has the faith of a mustard seed just to make a miracle happen and work for you in your life. That's what happened. That's what happened for her. She couldn't get the miracle the way she wanted. It ended up coming in a totally different way, in a miraculous way. Sometimes we have to stop expecting the miracles that we want from the Lord to do for us. We got to stop expecting it to look like the way we want to see it. We have to just let God be God. Let it happen the way He wants to do it, how He want to plan it, how He want to do it. Sometimes we trying to get out of our way, trying to make everything be the way we want it to be, and that's just not how God does it. That's not how God works. I'm sorry, that's just not how He's gonna do it. That's not how He's gonna move. Okay. He's gonna move in a unexpected way, okay, undescribable way, okay. But anyway, with all that being said, the thing that I said that about her heart posture was that even though when the prophet told her to do these random instructions that seemed so kind of didn't make any sense, she still was obedient. She took heed to what he said. She obeyed to his instructions, and that's for someone that may need to to listen to the Lord instructions when He give you something that don't make sense. Okay, do it still. She was obedient. She did everything He was commanding her to do. And like I said, the miracle, the miracle, the first miracle was her baby. Okay, the baby was her true miracle, the first baby, the child. And all that being said, the prophet prophesied over her life, and it came true. That was her first miracle. The child, she became pregnant and everything. But the thing is, she did not. When he told her that she was going to hold a child, her son, on her arm, she freaked out. Like she was like, "Don't give me false hope." Like she didn't want to believe no hope. She didn't want to have no hope because she felt like she was going to give up. She's going to have false hope. She felt like that. She didn't want to have no disappointment in the things that she wanted the most. You know what I'm saying? And so when the child died, that was a sign of her getting a double miracle. She didn't realize she needed a double miracle, but she got it. And that's why I wanted to say this, y'all, because this chapter was just basically a reminder that you may ask for one miracle, or you may ask for one miracle or the simplest miracle to happen for you. But I tell you one thing, God will give you more than what you can ask for. He will give you a double portion, a double miracle, a double for your trouble. Okay, according to Ephesians 3 verse 20, like I'm trying to read that chapter, but He will give you more than what you ask for, and so, even if you asking for one thing or the simplest thing, God can do all things, Hold on. I'm trying to put this in. I should have just put it down, but all of it says, according to Ephesians 3 verse 20, it says, "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask for, more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that this is at work within us." Okay. And so that's what the Lord just want to remind you that, even if you ask for one miracle or a few miracles, He's going to give you more than what you can ask for. He will give you whatever you want and desires of your heart. But also, I just want to put before I end this video, I wanted to talk about how this video kind of resonates with the Cinderella story. As you know, the Cinderella story was like, Cinderella was living in a house with her evil stepmother and evil stepsisters, obviously. Her father dies, which is so strange, but let's just say this, like, it was kind of in the middle of the movie where, Cinderella was, I would say the end. I'm going to say the end. That was not the middle, but that was the ending. The thing before it was in the ending, it was close to the ending. But this is when the fairy godmother had gave Cinderella a new dress, a new hairstyle, new high heels and stuff like that. Everything new, everything brand new. She went to the ball, and then next thing, the time runs out. She has to leave. She ended up leaving her glass slippers behind, and and the man actually took this glass slipper to collect it so he could find her, the real one that could fit those slippers, And then as Cinderella was also on her way, she was on her way back to the house, while everything that the magic starts to wear off of her, like it starts to come off of her, it starts to remove itself. The carriage starts to get destroyed. It starts to become a pumpkin, an actual pumpkin. Everything starts to going back to normal, to its regular form. And so the one thing that did not went to its regular form was the high heels. The one high heel she had left on her foot. That is a thing that the fairy godmother knew. I'm just gonna tell you, she had two miracles. So the first miracle was the high heel that was left with the prince. That was the first miracle, honey. So she had two miracles. I'm going to just say that she had three miracles, though, because the three miracles was when she was dressed up beautiful and all that. That was three miracles, but I'm going to just say this. Just get to it. Look, she had two miracles. Let's just say that her dressing up looking beautiful was the first miracle, and her going to the ball was the first miracle. The second miracle was the high heels, because the fairy godmother made sure she kept that high heel. She didn't take that high heel from her. She actually let her keep the high heels for next time when she needed it at the right time. So the fairy godmother knew what was gonna happen and why she needed the high heel. Okay, so close to the beginning of the movie was basically like when the prince put out an order to to look at people's feet. To look at the maids that are in the homes. They have to look at the foot. They have to make sure the maids to see if they can fit the high heels, the slippers, the glass slipper high heels. So they put an order on that all whatever maid or whatever they have to fit, they have to see if they can fit these glass slippers. And imagine when they go to the Cinderella house and the Steva Stemmer didn't. She let her kids put on it. They couldn't fit it. They were trying to. I think they even trying to cut their toes to fit in it, and that was disgusting. But I don't know for sure. But anyways, with all that being said, they kept locking Cinderella they locked her in the cellar, or something, the basement, or something like that, trying to prevent her from being seen. But then eventually she ended up being seen. Obviously, like whatever is yours is yours, and whatever you looking for will find you. Like just letting you know that, cause like she was gonna be what she was gonna be, regardless. Okay, like the divine helpers, as in the animals, the divine helpers. I call them divine helpers. The animals was helping her out. Okay, and so like I said, when the man had seen the prince, seen her, he was ready to give her the high heel, the other high heel that he had on the pillow. And then look at this. Look how petty and bitter the evil stepmother was. She made him trip so he can break the glass. She tripped him so he could break the glass slippers. But guess what, baby? Listen here. She had another double. She had another double of that slipper. She didn't even know. Even stepmother didn't even know that she had that slipper. So she was like, oh, it's okay. I got another one. So the glass slipper she bought back and she gave it to him and he put it on her feet and she was the one. The shoes, the high heels fit. And I'm just gonna say that is a good revelation that I got just based off of this movie, based off of this chapter that I just read to you guys, because she had double miracle, a double portion, and she didn't need much. She just needed a few things, and that's it. That was good enough. But I'm trying to tell you that she didn't know that she was gonna need that miracle. She didn't know, but she used that miracle at the right time, the right place. And that her high heels was able to fit her feet. They ended up realizing that she was the one. I'm trying to tell you, listen here, this is a good revelation. That was a good references that the Lord given to me for this chapter. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because that is just mind blowing to me, because it's like she had a double portion. She had a double portion, okay? Like her dressing up looking beautiful as the princess she are. That was the first miracle. And then the next miracle was when it was time for her to show the prince who she really is. And people kept trying so hard to prevent that from happening. But I'm telling you, what is yours. And only for you, okay? And whatever you're looking for will find you, honey, okay? And I just wanted to remind you guys this video. And I know this video was too long, but I just wanted to share you guys. And if you guys want to check this story out, just check it out. This story is on 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 1 through 7, and then 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 8 through 36. So check the chapter out. But also, if you want to watch Cinderella, watch Cinderella. Watch the movie, because I'm trying to tell you, like, it's a really good revelation movie. It's got some good insight. There's nothing wrong with watching these old childhood Disney movies, because they give you good insight and revelation. And to receive more insight, you have to be like little children. You have to be humble and receive. You can't be acting skeptical and judging about how it looks and how a movie looks like just because it's a kid child movie. Who cares? Let's see here. God is the same God yesterday, today, forever. And he's not to be limited. The Holy Spirit is not to be limited. He can give you insight and revelation from anything that he wants to give to you through that specific thing. So I just want to let you know to take this word back to the Lord and pray about it. If this video is for you, to let you know that whatever that, even if you're asking for one miracle, God's going to give you more than what you can ask for. He's going to give you a double blessing, a portion for your trouble. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to tell you, he's going to give you more. He's going to increase it. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to encourage you guys that whatever you're asking for, God is going to do it. Even if you don't know how to ask him for it, just when you seeking him, when you are crying out to him, praying about it, I'm telling you, he's going to be like, I know what you want. I know what you need. Because I see it in your heart. I already know what you want. I already know, and I'm going to give it to you because it's from your heart. I know all things. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to keep Trust in the Lord for whatever He is going to give for you. Whatever you believe in the Lord for, whatever you believe in the Lord to do for you, trust Him and know that He's God, because God is not a man that shall lie, nor He's the Son of man that shall repent. His words will not return to Him empty and void. So just trust in Him. His words will never fail you. And I just wanted to encourage you guys to keep the faith and keep going, because God, He's faithful to His promises. He's a God of honor, and He's gonna keep it. Just remember, like the chapter I said, what the prostitute Ab had, her promise was count. Her promise was count. Okay, and the people that had made the promise, they kept their promise too. So I just wanted to remind you guys to keep going and don't give up. And just remember, whatever you're asking for, even if it's a one miracle, He's going to give you more than you can ask for, okay? He's going to give you more blessing on top of that blessing that you're asking for. So trust Him when He does it, okay? I hope this video encouraged you guys, and I hope it has blessed you guys today. And I just pray that this video will continue to motivate you guys and uplift you guys in high spirits. I will keep you guys in my prayers. Until then, next time, God bless you all and take care.